craziest war story of all time, the story I'm going to tell today always pops up as the number one. But before we get into today's story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you come to the right channel because that's all we do, and we upload 3 or 4 times. Roy Benavidez was orphaned as a young child and sent to live with his uncle. As a young teen, he had to drop out of school to work in the beet and cotton fields just to help support his family.
Whoa. Talk about my uncle.
When he turned 18, he decided he wanted to get away from his hometown and do something bigger with his life, and so he enlisted in the Army, and shortly after that he went to airborne school and then was assigned to the very famous 82nd Airborne Division.
Okay.
In October of 1964, Roy was a part of the first 125,000 Americans sent to Vietnam. While on a classified operation
That's a spy. That ain't look like no American.
that required Roy to dress up as an enemy combatant, he stepped on a landmine in the middle of the jungle and nobody else was with him, so he's totally stranded. But fortunately, a squad of US Marines came upon him, but from what he was wearing, they assumed he was an enemy soldier, and so they almost walked past him, but someone thought to just flip him over and see who he was, and they discovered he was American, and he had American dog tags on. And so he was evacuated from Vietnam and sent to an American hospital, and there a doctor would tell him that he had a serious spinal injury and that it was unlikely he would ever walk again. And Roy's first reaction—
Whoa. You just said he stepped on a landmine, but I had landmines go like boom, like on impact. So he survived.
Action was, please don't discharge me from the Army. Because for Roy, the Army was his life. It was all he had. He was incredibly proud of it. And he desperately wanted to go back to Vietnam. And so he pleaded with the doctors and the nurses.
Hell no. I just have a theory, bro. If they ever send me to war, no care. I'm camping. Of course, if I did that shit, it's over with, bro. Nobody trying to fight, bro. I get why niggas are fighting and shit, but bro, like, come on, bro. Who wants to fight, bro? Life is already short, you know, to try and fight. Like, come on. I'm doing too much. You feel me?
Says, please let me have some time to try to regain my strength in my legs so that I don't get medically discharged. And so they said, look, you're going to get medically retired if you aren't walking within the year. And so every night when his doctors and nurses would leave, he would fall out of his bed and then drag himself across the ground to the wall, and then he'd pull himself up and try to put weight on his legs and attempt to build strength back up and retrain himself how to walk. And after 6 months of doing this every night, he did literally reteach himself how to walk. He built up strength in his legs, and his doctors and nurses, they're watching this.
This nigga really turned out to be an angel. Damn, that's crazy.
Transformation during the day, but they're not seeing him at night, and they're telling him this is a miracle. We've never seen this before. We've never seen someone recover so quickly. And Roy just stayed quiet because he wanted to make sure he was allowed to keep doing that every night. And so finally, after those 6 months, his doctors and nurses agreed that, yep, he's good, he can stay in the Army. But the Army said they wanted him to take a desk job because he'd already been so badly wounded in combat. And Roy didn't want that. He pleaded with them to let him go back to the 82nd, but they said, no, we're not going to risk you getting hurt again. And so he was sent to North Carolina for his desk job. And as soon as he got there, he began training like a maniac every minute of every day, trying to get in the best shape of his life, because his plan in his head was, once he got there, he would try out for Special Forces. He would try to become an Army Green Beret, which is the premier combat unit in the Army. It's one of the hardest ones to get into, and their training program is in North Carolina. And so after
that nigga probably was going just because he lost friends, the people he knew already gone, you feel me? Sometimes that can take an impact on you, feel me?
a few months, he was in amazing shape, and he asked his superiors, can I go try out to be a Green Beret? And they're like, I can't believe you're even walking, but you know what? You've come this far, you can go try out. And just a couple of months later, Roy Benavidez was a Green Beret. A year later, in 1968, so 4 years after Roy was nearly killed by that landmine, he was sent back to Vietnam for his second combat tour. And as soon as he got there, the fighting was very intense. On May 2nd of that year, Roy had a day off, and he was spending his day off at a church service inside of their wooden shack they had built on their base. And while he was in there listening to the chaplain, he heard a radio call come out from the communications table that was just outside of the shack he was in. And it sounded like someone was in trouble. And so he ran outside to listen to the radio, and what he heard was this very desperate call from someone yelling into the radio, get us out of here. And in the background of this radio call is just a constant barrage of gunfire. The call for help came from a 12-man Army Special Forces team that had been ambushed by an entire North Vietnamese Army infantry battalion. To put that in perspective, that is 12 Special Forces members, of which many of them Roy knew personally, in the middle of the jungle, where on all 4 sides there are over 1,000 enemy combatants. As Roy is hearing this distressing transmission come across the radio, he hears overhead the sound of incoming helicopters. And he looks and he sees there's 3 birds that are coming towards their base. And so he runs over to the landing zone to greet the helicopters as they come in. And he can see as they're landing, they are all completely covered in bullet holes. And as soon as they touch down, Roy runs up to one of the door gunners, which is this 19-year-old kid. And he looks kind of dazed. And Roy asks him, what's going on? Where'd you guys just come from?
19-year-old? And now niggas wanna be dogs. How do you call them? The people pretending to be pets. So it will be cool.
You out there at that ambush site, do you know what's going on with that 12-man team? And the door gunner just collapses into Roy's arms and dies. He had been shot up.
Nah, that's sad.
These 3 helicopters had attempted previously to fly into the jungle and save that 12-man team, but they had been shot off and had been unsuccessful. Roy helped get the dead door gunner out of the helo, and then he turned to the pilot of this helo where the door gunner was, and he asked him, are you going to go back out there and try to save those guys? And the pilot was obviously so...
What? Yo! Bro, I would have crashed out. You drive. Since when I go, you drive. You go there. Fuck you talking about? You first round and y'all got almost killed. Then nigga said you're gonna go back there. Nigga, are you crazy? Yo, hey. Nah, you been chilling. You go there.
Distraught about the death of his door gunner and also the fact that there are 12 men out there that they could not rescue, that he's chomping at the bit. He wants to go back out there. And Roy immediately volunteers, hops in the helo, and they head out to go rescue this 12-man team. So not only are there only 2 of them, but Roy was so eager to volunteer himself, he forgot his gun. So all he had on him...
Bro. How can you forget your gun, bro? When you're going to... How? How can you forget your gun, bro?
Was his knife and some medical supplies. But nonetheless, the pilot just keeps flying towards the ambush
Them niggas are cool.
site, which was in Kim.
Hey, bro, is it gonna feel go scorpion mode? I wanna hear this shit. I wanna hear this shit. Like tie the knife. Some Soldier Boy story. Tie the knife. Came back to the chopper. Cut them niggas up. Swing that shit. Yo, how can you forget your gun? Yo, hell no.
Cambodia, there was this really dense stretch
Rookie.
of jungle.
Maybe it was 92.
And as they got closer and closer, gunfire started coming out of the jungle towards the helicopter.
Your time has come.
So the pilot had to do this kind of constant zigzagging just to avoid getting shot down.
What? How's that even possible?
And so as they're zigzagging, they notice there's some smoke coming out of the jungle. And it was very clear that this 12-man team is trying to signal to the helo, here we are, come get us, because they can hear the helicopters coming in. And so the pilot tried to fly down and get as close as he could, but anytime he got even marginally close to this team, the rate of fire would pick up so dramatically that the helo was just about to get shot down. And so the pilot began to turn away.
So them niggas are actually dumb as a motherfucker. Because, bro, would you just stop like somewhere? You feel me? Go and try to save them niggas. You go pick up another backup. Go and try to overpower them niggas and save them niggas. What are they doing? What kind of strategy is that? Fly and then come out? Bro.
And he told Roy, we can't get any closer. We're going to have to get more people in here. And Roy just tells him, no, get as low as you can and I will jump out into the jungle. And the pilot turns to him.
What?
And he's like, you can't do that. You're going to get killed. And Roy somehow convinces this pilot that he alone, without a gun, is totally competent. Just put me down in that jungle and everything's going to be just fine. And so the pilot said, okay. And he lowered right over the canopy of this jungle, about 100 yards away from where this 12-man team is trapped.
That's what the other niggas should have done. What were they doing? Bro. Oh my god. Instead of being that savage, bro, you should have been planning this shit. No.
And without any hesitation, Roy just leaps off the helicopter into the jungle.
On some Rambo shit.
Now, you got to understand that where he was jumping was where the enemy was. He was literally jumping, no parachute, no gun, no anything.
Nah, Cap. I'm going to carry him, motherfucker. No. No. Turn this shit off. What? No parachute. Hell, yo, this nigga's jump without a parachute. No parachute. No gun. Straight into the enemy yard. Let's see this shit.
Just crashing through the canopy onto the jungle floor, where he'll definitely be surrounded by enemy combatants.
Yep.
And so he plummets through the
This is not 2, not 5 people. We're talking more than 10. Guess one nigga. Let's see.
canopy, smashes onto the ground. He pops up and just starts running through the jungle with enemies on either side of him.
No, stop it. No. Nigga, did you just take a rumble bull? This nigga took a rumble cutscene and he tried to tell her, this nigga just jump without a parachute. No good. This nigga started running. Bro, what? And this nigga's cool showed him, y'all being dead ass. And this chopper is what they firing is fire bullets? Nigga, chopper's here, boom, 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 gone. And this the same chopper that was already shot at. Boy, get the fuck out of here.
Towards the 12-man down team. And the enemy was so surprised to just see this American running through the middle of the jungle
Stop it.
by himself with no weapon that they hesitated for a minute and they didn't open fire.
Dog, what? Hesitated for who? You nigga, you are a wall. Like, huh? Like, no, stop it. But this did not happen. This is myth. Something niggas legends, bro. Yeah, niggas, we need footage, bro. This nigga is talking about like Wilt Chamberlain. Bro, what? Bro, aside from now, bro, we need footage, bro. I'm glad they made footage, bro. These niggas was out here capping as a motherfucker. I just saw where this dude from basketball, he was saying Kenny Smith dunked between his legs, facing the other way, and dunked it. Bro, when you imagine that shit, you couldn't even imagine it. You just knew it was something crazy because it's an OG. They ran that clip. That shit was garbage. Johnny Tay ass dunk. You, these OGs are liars. And now I can see why countries are filled with corruption and all this stuff. These niggas are trained liars. What are they doing? What? This thing had jumped in the middle of enemy fire. They get shot and just started sprinting. Do you know how that sounds like? We need footage.
Fire on him. But when they did open fire, Roy got shot in the face, in the back of the head, in the leg. They threw a grenade that detonated at his back and sent shrapnel into him. But none of it stopped Roy. He just kept on running until...
No, what? What? I will beat your motherfucking ass. What is he doing? I'm not motherfucking 9 years old. What is he doing? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Bro, he's lying.
He made it to this downed 12-man team. And when he got to them, they were in terrible shape. They were doing their best to stay behind some...
Here comes the cool part. Now I want to see. Oh my gosh. No. How is going to get a team of more than 5? And they're all injured. Rambo. And he's already shot in the face. A grenade injury on the back. Yo. This is some Avengers type shit. Is this Captain America?
Trees, but rounds were coming in from all directions, and 4 of them were already dead, and the others that were still alive were critically wounded. In fact,
now we not believing in none of this shit this old Jesus talking about, bro. Now y'all was liars. If you remember quick, parents used to say they used to walk miles and miles to school. Just to get like, bro, what? The great journey. Bro, the boy, he walked on that like there was a fucking bridge that had only you could walk with 1 foot. Nigga, then you fought some crocodiles to school. You had to climb a mountain, then the other side. Bro, what? Hell no.
One of the most able-bodied of the surviving 12 had been shot in the head and was missing an eye and could barely see out of the other one. And so he...
Bro, I would be, you know, nobody's ever pissed me off, bro. Why is this nigga capping? Why is it? What is he doing? We're not gonna sit here and listen to this bullshit. No. Why? This nigga is crazy. Bro, why is he cap? Bro, he finna piss me the fuck off. What is he doing? Bro, what? Bro, what is your brain at? But you behave out here like you a lizard or something, bro. Feel me? Cut your motherfucking head off. You're gonna sit like lizard. Oh shit. What was that? Oh, that was the controller. But this thing is pissing me off. What is he doing? Nah, I don't wanna hear this story again. What?
He's fighting to stay conscious, and he's generally trying to
Oh, yo. Nah. Don't piss me off. You did it. Yo. Duh, this is some Avenger type shit. No, I'm not believing any of this shit. Get this copycat ass nigga. This is the worst story. Yo. Even such a boy story makes, like, it might be true, bro. Yo. What look at you go. Nigga, you have a fucking head wound. No eye, you can see through. And you're fighting what to stay conscious? Nah. No way.
shoot in one direction. But I mean, that's their best guy at this point, to give you a state.
I wanna see what the comments say. This nigga is a liar. What? These niggas are believing this bullshit? Yo, niggas are literally believing this bullshit. Nah, I'm not. Nah, I need footage. Nah, this cap, bro. It's all cap, man. I've seen this one. It's all cap, man.
Of how they were doing. But Roy ran up to this guy, he pulled him down, he gave him a shot of morphine in the arm, and was missing an eye and could barely see out of the other one. And so he's fighting to stay conscious, and he's generally trying to shoot in one direction. But I mean, that.
Oh my god. No. Get the fuck out of here. This nigga was crazy. This nigga's a cap, man. Nigga, where the fuck you get this story, bro? Bro, come on, bro. Sound like you didn't grow up, bro. Your parents used to lie to you, man, on some Santa bullshit. What the fuck this nigga talking about? Bro, wait. Oh, duh.
That's their best guy at this point, to give you a state of how they were doing.
Okay.
But Roy ran up to this guy, he pulled him down, he gave him a shot of morphine in the arm, and he repositioned him because he couldn't really see, and told him where to shoot his gun. And then, under a constant hail of bullets, Roy low-crawled to each of the other living team members and gave them morphine shots, and then began
This is definitely a Johnny Cage movie. No, stop it. Get some help. Bro, wait. Nah. This thing needs to be arrested. Bro, my cables are all tied up, man. I'll fix this shit later. I don't want my shit, bro. Okay.
dragging each and every one of them away from the ambush site to this other area.
Mind you, he doesn't have a brain. This nigga doesn't have a brain. Not a back. And this nigga was paralyzed, like, bro, what?
Where there was better cover, and there was a nearby clearing that he believed a helicopter could land in if the pilot was really daring. On one of Roy's last trips back to the ambush site to get the last few surviving members, he saw two other men that were part of this team that had been totally cut off from the main group. And when Roy had jumped into the jungle and ran in, all his adrenaline had kicked up and he just hadn't done a head count. And so he didn't realize there were two other people over there. And so without any hesitation, he grabbed a gun off of one of the dead enemy soldiers and just began running towards this down two-man team. And as he's running, he's shooting wildly in every direction, trying his best to suppress enemy fire, but it's really doing nothing. He's just dodging bullets as he's running.
Did you hear yourself? What did you get this story from? This, your grandpa, tell your grandpa, okay? Because he my grandpa, I believe him. He never tell a lie. You feel me? This shit is some shit your grandpa told me. That's your grandpa, bro. You have to put some twist on it to get some story. I know you did this for years, bro. Come on, we just tell us. You know you gotta eat. You have a family to feed, and it's okay. We understand. These niggas dodging bullets with one eye, bro. Do you know how much of a damage a grenade can do? Not only that, this nigga is surrounded by other enemies. Were these farmers? This gotta be farmers, bro. Or school teachers that were told, hey, we want war, pick your guns, man. Cause how you miss one nigga with no eye? Bro, if I'm the chief commander, bro, y'all gone. No, y'all gone. What?
And right as he got close to the two-man team, a bullet went flying through his thigh, just clean through his thigh, and it didn't slow him down. He got
This thing is pissed me off. It's pissed me off, no cap. She's no cap, pissed me off. Ain't gonna lie.
got to the two-man team, totally unfazed, and he says, okay, get ready to move. He stands back up and he starts shooting again in both directions and tells them to crawl back to the main unit. And so he stands up and continues to shoot in both directions until these two men get back over to the main group. Once they were safely with the group, Roy again ran the gauntlet with this huge gaping hole in his thigh all the way back to the main.
Yakun shot a fucking disabled person. This nigga doesn't have a leg. This nigga. How do you run with a bullet wound in your leg? How? And they didn't get him. Which sorry ass country is that? They need to copy them names again. Sorry ass country.
Group. And so now that Roy had a full head count of all of the living members of the downed 12-man team, and he had moved them all to this slightly safer area relatively with better cover and concealment, he threw a smoke grenade into the nearby clearing he had found in hopes that the helo pilot overhead would see the smoke and be willing to come down and land. The pilot that had dropped off Roy had not actually left the area. He had moved away from all the fighting, but he was loitering in case something like this happened. And so he saw the smoke, and without any hesitation, he flew right over, taking rounds the whole time, pinging off the side of his helicopter. A pilot that had dropped.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. So they got them somewhere, right? Mind you, they can't go back where this nigga came from. Cause the niggas were going crazy, but somehow they managed, these sorry ass soldiers, they managed to shoot down a one-legged person. With his whole back burned with a grenade. Was this nigga a super soldier? So mind you, they can't go there because he got dropped there. He said in the middle where them soldiers were at. Somebody, they were missing the chopper. I don't know how, but a big ass chopper.
Roy had not actually left the area. He had moved away from all the fighting, but he was loitering in case something like this happened. And so he saw the smoke, and without any hesitation, he flew right over, taking rounds the whole time, pinging off the side of his helicopter, and he touched down right in this tiny little clearing. And so as
Bro, a chopper? Bro, what kind of chopper is that? That shit should have been gone down long time ago. I don't know. Chopper. How strong a chopper? Chopper's not that strong. Were they shooting pistols? Some cowboy ass guns. Boo. If this is how you talk about war guns, that shit should be down. What? Cause I had. Bro, no. Stop it. This shit had holes. Bro. Where did you get this? Bro,
these semi-able-bodied surviving members of this unit began making their way over to the helicopter, Roy began running around a little ways of this unit right in this
I can't believe it. I think the comments believe this motherfucker. No.
Tiny little clearing. And so as these semi-able-bodied surviving members of this unit began making their way over to the helicopter, Roy began running around a little ways off from the helicopter, picking up rifles off of the dead enemy and shooting back at the enemy, dropping that gun, running over, picking up another one, engaging.
But either he was on some, either he's Troy reborn. Oh no. Because there's no fucking way. And he could have been shot down. What are these soldiers doing? Like, maybe they were farmers. Let me just say they were farmers. That would happen if a war would happen now. They'll go up, pick around some teachers, some, it don't matter if you can fire or not. Come on. That could be the case. I don't understand how a big ass trained soldier will be fucking missing one person. Like, what you doing?
Teaching the enemy over
I need to get your shit taken.
and over again, doing everything he can to try to
Which country is that? I'm gonna invade them now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, pause. Pause. Yo.
protect the extract of his men behind him. And once Roy turned around and saw most of the men had made it onto the helicopter,
Okay.
Roy believed it was his chance now to run out and try to collect some of
And now is when he got caught. Boy, this bullshit.
their dead teammates. And so Roy just takes off into the jungle right into
Mind you, this nigga is on one leg. I'm imagine this nigga is on one leg. This nigga talk about taking off. This nigga not said about leaping. You know, fucking adrenaline. Nigga, this is not invincible. Talking about some adrenaline. Nigga, what?
enemy fire. He's got 2 guns in his hands.
Oh my god. Bro, get out of here.
And he's running, he's trying to engage the enemy as he's going, and then he comes across the first of his dead teammates, and it happens to be one of his very best friends, a man named Leroy Wright. And so he grabs Leroy and begins trying to haul him back towards the chopper, and as he's
Wait, what time was it? His best friend? What time was this on? What? Bro, I thought it was time to finish the job. Because the niggas was saying, I'm saying. Yo, the time has come. I just imagine like being at war, for a country, and then you meet up a racist. Like, woo woo! They will say, my side. You.
moving, Roy gets shot again, this time through his stomach. So
Stop it. Bro, oh my, stop. YouTube, owner, please. Ban this nigga. Ban him. He's spreading lies, conspiracy. This is hate speech. You, what is he doing? This nigga has a stomach wound. There's no way. This nigga, no. What? Oh. Ah. You. This nigga has a hole in his head, a hole in his leg, and a hole in his stomach. This nigga is still moving. Super soldier.
he tries to keep himself on his feet, and as he's doing that, a grenade detonates behind him.
That no, we end this. No, over. It's cap. I don't wanna hear nothing. It's cap. This is one of the wildest story I've ever heard. Nigga, what?
Sending more shrapnel into his body, knocking him unconscious. When he came to,
Finally, he's out. It took him 2 grenades and 3. This nigga got shot in the head. Alright, bro.
he started looking around, and he gets more
Nigga,
shrapnel.
he's unconscious. What are you talking about? He's unconscious. He's gone. Oh my, what does unconscious mean? Bro, stop telling what your grandpa told you when you were sick, my nigga. You have a family now. Bro, your kid is watching. How is he gonna explain this to the bullies, bro?
Shrapnel into his body, knocking him unconscious.
Okay, that means unconscious means is out. Unconscious. Do you know what unconscious means? He's not awake. Okay, he's laying there. His movement, the movement of a dead person is the same. You're not moving.
Came to, he started looking around, behind him, sending more shrapnel into his body, knocking him unconscious. When he came to, he started looking around, and he could see in the tree line dozens of enemy soldiers running towards him. And so he knew if he tried to bring Leroy back to the chopper, that
Bro, how is that even possible, bro? What's this nigga made of, bro? 2 grenades? This nigga doesn't have a brain? This nigga
was a suicide mission. And so he had to leave his friend behind. He jumped up, and with all of these enemy combatants just constantly engaging him, he ran all the way back, zigging and zagging back to the main group.
How will you run zigzag with a fucking bullet wound? On the stomach, on the leg, on the head. Let me relax. This shit is taking my energy.
And when he got there, expecting to see the helicopter, he found the helicopter had actually crashed onto the ground and was on fire. It had been
So,
shot down while he was unconscious. And so he ran over to the flaming shell of this helicopter and he saw the pilot had been killed, but some of the men that had climbed on, the men that he had just rescued, they had survived the crash and subsequent explosion. And so Roy just leaps into the burning vehicle.
I can't even believe what this was.
And starts throwing these survivors out.
Hey! Oh my goodness. Bo White? Hey! I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this.
Then he leapt back out, he picked up a gun, continued to engage the enemy, and then began picking up these wounded men and dragging them even farther.
Boy, what? Bo, no. Oh my, Bo. What? Joe, they just
Farther away to another area that was safely
This nigga pissing me off. What the fuck is this?
away from this crash site, because he knew if he didn't get all these people away from the crash site, pretty soon mortars are going to come raining down on this area, because their enemy is going to want to kill any of the people that are going to try to rescue the people that were on the helicopter. And so Roy
What did Kevin have to say to that NFL retired player? I hear what you're saying, brother. Bro, what? These enemies were coming rushing with guns. This one nigga. These niggas were unconscious. How did they not come to search the whole shit, bro? That's like rule number one or so. You gotta look at them bodies. Where were they at? Okay, let's assume he wasn't knocked out for a long time. How is one nigga holding everybody?
finally gets all of the survivors over to this new area, and he's
What? Oh my god.
looking around, and he can see there are still hundreds of enemy fighters that are
Hundreds. Not 10, not 5, not 2, not 4. Hundreds. This one person.
not that far away
I want a name from this country now. I want to see who's Soviets. Countries that perform so bad at defending their country. Where's the at? Where's the country? He said he was from the US. But who were they fighting? Oh, so it was Vietnam. Vietnam, yeah, sorry ass, man. Bro, what?
from them, just constantly engaging them, and Roy's doing his best to grab guns off the ground and shoot the enemy.
Bro, let this thing get off my screen. Are you telling me this niggas was this sorry ass? This nigga had machine guns. Is this what he's showing me? How was that chopper long that long time in the air, bro? This nigga surviving machine guns, bro, and there are niggas who are literally believing this story, bro. Bro, what? You.
But there's just too many of them. And he's looking around at his team, and everybody's on the brink of death. And so is Roy. He's just functioning on adrenaline at this point, and he thinks
I'm not buying it, bro.
to himself, the only way we can get out of this is if we call in what's called a danger close airstrike. So what you need to understand about how airstrikes work in a combat zone is there's someone called a controller that is on the ground directing the aircraft overhead. They're the ones effectively telling the plane where to shoot. And so a danger close airstrike is when the controller tells the aircraft overhead, I want you to drop a bomb right here, giving them the grid coordinates,
Okay.
but where they're telling them to drop is basically in the same position where the controller is. And you'd only do it if you're being overrun. It's a way to ensure your enemy gets taken out, even if that means taking yourself out. Now,
That's
the
crazy.
goal of the controller is not to
That would do that shit. Taking several if the enemy's taking you out too. That's crazy, but hey, if I'm already shot up, like, there's no option, then yeah, I understand, bro.
drop the bomb on themselves or their team. The goal of the controller is to get that airstrike as close as you can to your position without killing you. And so Roy, who's physically wrecked, he's getting shot at, he's got bullet holes all over him, it's totally chaotic. He pulls out his map, he calmly finds his grid coordinates, he calls it into the aircraft overhead, and he...
How did he find this? How did you just pull up a map and know where you at without a compass and shit? That's crazy. Just can you imagine you taking a piece of paper and be like, in somewhere you've never been, and be like, I might be here. That just doesn't work like that. Okay, you Dora the Explorer? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, nigga. Man, what? You've never been to this map. If I'm looking at a map somewhere, I'll be that I know, I'll be say like, yeah, maybe I'm here. Or maybe if it's but you see this forest there shit, it's not easy to say that I'm here.
Calls in a beautiful precision napalm strike that does not affect his team at all. He calls in multiple gun runs. None of them affect his team, despite them all being considered danger close airstrikes. Okay. And so Roy just continuously called in attack run after attack run, taking out enemy combatants all around them, completely suppressing the fire. But at some point, the aircraft overhead ran out of fuel and had to leave. And at that point, these surviving enemy combatants, which still numbered in the hundreds, they popped their heads up.
Were these niggas just flying around? Or do they take off? I thought they were in somewhere and then they would take off. Instead, if they were just, what will you waste gas? What the fuck? Bro, that's not how it works. It's like, I've seen this literally in a movie. When you're trying to plan something like this, they need to take off at the base. And they need to go where you at them, bomb the shit. Because the bombs that they are carrying are specific. You feel me? They're you feel me? They can't be carried on these normal ass planes and flying, and then they get shot down. Otherwise, the other one could have dropped it. This meaning they take it out from. So why will he take it from? Why will he take it from base and then lose fuel? Bro, yeah, was some sorry ass armies, bro. No disrespect, because what? How you get from base and lose fuel? That doesn't even make sense, nigga. Was this pilot just making rounds around the... What was he doing? Unless you tell me maybe he was shooting somewhere else. This story does not make any sense.
And they unleashed a hellacious volley of fire in which Roy again got shot clean through the leg. And so now...
Oh my gosh, no. No. Bro. I'm gonna finish him off myself. Give me the gun. I ain't never shot a gun before. Give me a gun. I'm gonna finish this war myself. This story has how? This is 2 legs, or this is 1 leg completely gone. This nigga gonna have to. Even frogs can hop better. In short, this nigga is a fucking snake. Because his fucking leg, you can't hop, because if he hops, you gotta have some stability. But this leg is, when you injured and you on 2 legs, this gotta have a little bit of weight when you're leaping. But when you get shot 2 times, that leg has to be completely gone. You can't put no weight on it. It's gone, dead. That means you're on 1 leg, literally. The other one you could be and still catch yourself. But this one is literally, it's this leg is completely gone. The other one you're this. You feel me? But this one is you're going like this. I wanna see how, or if it's 2 legs right now. Is it 2 legs? Wait, did you say the other leg or the same leg?
Hellacious volley of fire in which Roy again got shot clean through the leg. And so now Roy's looking around and he's realizing they're pretty much out of options. They don't have aircraft overhead. Roy's basically out of ammunition and there's no dead guys' guns around for him to grab. All of his team members are basically on the brink of death. And so Roy's thinking to himself, any minute now we're going to get overrun. And so he crawls to
he's alone.
Each of his surviving teammates, and he gives them 1 last shot of morphine to at least make their death painless. And then at the 11th hour, another helo comes blazing into the jungle and opens fire on the enemy, pushing them back. Roy is immediately invigorated and motivated because now he sees an opportunity to potentially survive this. And so once again, he grabs his teammates and begins schlepping them over to the helicopter. And after he
Hey man, okay, I'm done hearing this capping ass. This nigga on fucking two legs that are being shot, or one leg that's completely gone. This nigga saying kind of body, this nigga ain't no fucking adrenaline that's doing that, buddy. Yeah, stop the cap. I don't care how much military you done, you got. Unless he's a super soldier. Only Captain America can do this shit. For being honest, okay? This nigga out here lying. I don't know why they called this motherfucker long time ago so that they could save their asses. This nigga just decided to go rumble.
Believed he got the last of them on board, he turned and saw two of his teammates had fallen down farther back in the jungle, and the enemy was
No, 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 no! Finish the story! What are you doing? Finish it here. Why is it going for, bro? Why is it going further with this story again? Why is it going further with this story again? This is not AI stream. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? November rain. Make sure you subscribe, man. This is not AI. What are you talking about? I just couldn't read the stream because I'm concentrated. You feel me? But my bad, y'all. My bad, gang. It's not AI stream. It's not AI. I just couldn't read the chat. I didn't know nobody was popping. You feel me? You're going crazy. It's 419. I don't know if we shall like go until 5 o'clock. I wanna go until 5 o'clock. Why niggas pop up when I'm like not even low? I'm not, but it's not even,
closing in on them. And so Roy, like always, without any hesitation, just starts running towards them. And as he's
alright.
just about to reach them, an enemy soldier that had apparently run out of ammunition leapt out of the jungle and smashed Roy on the side of the head with their rifle butt, fracturing his skull. And so Roy falls to the ground, and the soldier jumps on top of him and smashes his face, breaking his jaw. And then the soldier turns his rifle around. There's a bayonet on the front side, and he begins impaling Roy over and over again.
Finally, he's gone. Oh shit. Oh, my shit was loud the whole time. Oh no, we're good. Finally, he's dead. Finally. Thank you, Jesus. No offense. Finally, got impaled. He has a broken jaw. He's gone. Finally, rest in peace.
Roy, like out of a movie, grabbed the rifle.
Oh. Oh. You. What? This thing is not serious.
Pulled it out of himself, threw the soldier on the ground, jumped up, got on top of him, drew his Bowie knife, and proceeded to kill this soldier. And after
this nigga has a fucking bullet. He has a gunshot on the head. No eye. On the stomach. You know those things that... Let me show you, bro. Wait. What the heck you gotta save? It's called save for T. This thing is lit like this. That's your twin skin. Roy was lit like this shit. And somehow he's still walking, bro. How is that even possible? That's crazy. That's a fucking lie, bro. What?
after he was done with that, he ran over to the two downed men. He grabbed
No, 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 no. This shit is over. Oh, no. He ran where? No, no, get the shit on my screen. No, he ran. He didn't quit. He ran. What are you looking at? Oh, oh my God.
Grabbed one of them with his left hand. He picked up a rifle with the other, and as he's dragging this guy back
No, oh my, what is it?
the chopper, he shoots and kills 2 more enemy combatants. So he
Please tell me this is based on Captain America.
finally gets this guy back to the chopper. He runs back, gets the last guy,
This thing has been impaled, bro. Boy, no fucking way, bro. What? You.
throws him back in the helicopter, and then finally Roy is the very last living American to hop in the helicopter, and the helicopter takes off. On the helo ride back, Roy was in very rough shape and had to literally hold his insides inside of his stomach. And so
This thing got it because it was bleeding like thread. Boo. What? No. And he still carried niggas. No.
when they finally landed back at base and Roy was hauled off of this helicopter, he wasn't moving, and the doctors and nurses didn't really even know where to start with him. He had so many injuries. He had 37 significant holes in his body.
36. Are you listening to yourself? No, are you listening to yourself? Bro, are you just yapping, bro? But I get it. You know, it's the life, it's the way of life. People gotta give bills to eat. So this nigga out here, Kimmy and Cappy, and niggas are still believing this is a true story. They're actually stupid ass niggas that are believing this is a true story. This nigga has been this nigga had 36 holes in his body. 36. 36. I'm 36. And it was out here moving carrying niggas. No.
From gunshot wounds, from bayonet wounds, from shrapnel, and so they
Listen to that shit. Listen to that shit. No, I'm not believing it. Nah.
started trying to treat him, but there was no heartbeat, no pulse, and so they declared him dead. Roy's body was
Thank you. Damn. Damn. He's dead. Fuck. Shit. Shit. I know the enemies from the other end was like, finally. Damn. I went up with one bullet and then this thing out here, what?
moved into a body bag, and as the doctor was zipping it up again,
No.
Roy spit in his face because Roy had no other way to communicate. His jaw was so badly broken from that rifle butt, he couldn't move his jaw, and his eyes were sealed shut from all the blood on his face that had dried. And so his only way to communicate was to spit. And so unbelievably, Roy was still alive. And so they took him out of the body bag and they shipped him to Japan for intensive surgery, and then he
Oh my god, this is some Avenger shit. Oh no. I'm not believing this shit. I was out here enjoying this motherfucker. No. No. I hope I never come across a YouTube again, but this nigga just pissed me off.
was transferred to Texas, where he spent a year rehabbing from his severe injuries. Roy was immediately given the Distinguished Service Cross and was put in for the Congressional Medal of Honor, which is the
Will Forte, no. Who's wrote? No. We got no. I'm not buying any of this shit. No. That's cap. I'm calling it cap. I don't care if you get a medal. I don't give a fuck. Fuck out of here. And fuck Roy too. But what's this Cappy Hand story? No. Oh my gosh, bro. Hell no.
U.S. military's highest award for valor, but the paperwork took a really long time, and so Roy was not actually given the Congressional Medal of Honor until 1981. Of the 12 men that were trapped in that jungle, 8 would survive, all thanks to Roy Benavides.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, he might have sent them niggas, but that story was hella cap, bro. I'm not buying any. We need footage, bro. Hell no. Hell no. What's wrong with this cable, man?
A lot of people call me a hero. I appreciate the title. But the real heroes are the ones that gave their life for this country.
Roy passed away in 1998 as a result of complications from diabetes. He was 63 years old. So that's going to do.
So diabetes was the only way this nigga got took out. Man, stop playing me, man.